Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Monty and this is Stories from the Internet. This video is about, of course, Sagittariusshawty because she has a life update, and I feel this video is very important and it reflects some important life lessons that all of us face eventually and many YouTubers go through. So let's just get into the video and talk about it.
Okay, welcome back, bum cheesers. My glasses are crooked, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take them off. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of a different video. I just had a few things that I wanted to put out there. I've been noticing that a lot of people have been commenting shit and sorry, I actually think I have bronchitis. Commenting shit and messaging me or replying to my tweets saying stuff oh, I should have fixed this before I came on, but okay. Oh no, I don't like it that far. Did I literally just not fix it? I just put it back to the way it was. Okay, anyways, so people have been saying oh, you're not funny anymore, I miss you were funny when you were doing your story time, you're not entertaining, you're boring to watch now, whatever. And I'm yeah, I agree. I mean, my videos have not been as entertaining.
They haven't.
I actually kind of don't have a lot of story times left that are the normal story times that I do. I have story times, but they're the first time I got arrested, the first time I ever got arrested, me trashing my parents' house by throwing a party or whatever when I was little. Okay, but anyways, that's not the point. I just wanted to put this out there that I wasn't put on this earth for other people's entertainment. I mean, I know, oh, it's just some funny hoe on YouTube, oh, whatever. She's people honestly a lot of someone even messaged me sometimes I honestly forget you're a human sometimes. People treat me that I'm just some hoe on YouTube just for everyone's entertainment purposes, but
That's true. Let's just put it this way. We as YouTubers entertain people, but we're still human. We're human beings first, maybe YouTubers second, along with being an entertainer. At the end of the day, we get tired, we get upset, we get happy. We go through feelings as much as everybody else, and people need to understand that. Plus, she's only being seen as boring because chaos isn't her normal anymore. She built up this platform where chaos was the thing that got her views. All the instability, the drama from all the dates, the madness of a chaotic life that she used to be the center of is no more. She is maturing, which is a good thing. We all should mature. We should not be the same person we were 5 years ago in terms of maturity, of course. So that is what I'm trying to say, is that a lot of these people who are saying that she's boring most likely was there for the train wreck. They were there for the drama. They were there because she was doing a lot of crazy things that they necessarily would never do in their lives, but they would love to watch it as if it's TV, as if it was real life drama. But at the end of the day, this is still somebody's life. This is her life, so you got to respect that.
Honestly, I go through shit on my own. I've already expressed so many times how bad my mental health gets. Yeah, I have my up days and my up time, but it's more so lows. And I'm gonna read out this post because I don't want to have to explain things, explain this over again, but anyway.
Which is true. Okay. We all go through all sorts of stuff.
And I turned off the comments because I didn't really want to hear everyone saying oh, yeah, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, you need to do that, because I want to do this on my I'm the only person who knows me the best. I know what I go through every day. I know why I'm the way I am, why I act the way I do sometimes. Like, I know everything that's going on with me because I am me. Regardless of what people are saying on the internet, like, oh, she does drugs or she drinks every day, she's lying, or like she abuses people, like all the, like her friends or whatever. She lost so many friends because of her bad behavior. Like, no, that's not
True
at all what happened in any case, but that's not the point. I'm just saying, like, you guys can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, I'm me. I'm living my life. I'm in my own head. I know. So you, like, at this point, from like this point on, like, if I see someone like spreading stuff about me that's wrong, or just like saying the wrong thing or whatever, I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm not going to say, oh, like, they put this out there and that's not true. I'm just going to like brush it off and be like, okay, you say I do this, then I do that.
I'm gonna butt in there. I think that might not be the wisest course of action. I think the best course of action is actually to address the situation in a logical manner. Because if you address it logically, with calmness, state the facts, show receipts / proof of the facts, then you are beating them. You're beating the video that they put out on YouTube, or you're beating the statements they are saying. I think that's the most logical way to go about things, is provide your proof, provide your receipts, and show that you are doing what you say you're doing, and what they are saying you are doing is actually incorrect. Because that is what you should do. You can't just leave it out there, because a lot of people will take what other people are saying about you as fact if you do not, address or, engage in the conversation.
Okay, so I posted a picture of, this was a picture that I actually wanted to show you guys from time, only to show you guys how long my hair was. But this is me when I was 16. And the caption is 16 years old, no PTSD, happy and living life. Nobody prepared my younger self for losing a parent, my whole best friend, the only person who could calm me down when I had panic attack or pull me out of a depression. Ew, don't cry, bitch. Someone who would stay up all night crying because I said I didn't want to be here anymore. Someone who loved me more than anything in the world. Nobody prepared me for all the trauma I was going to face in the future. Nobody prepared me for how bad my BPD, bipolar, depression, anxiety was going to get. For how awful it feels for your entire family to cut you off. For the nights I would stay up hurting myself, or the nights I would take it too far and end up in the hospital just for nobody to come visit me. Ew, don't cry. You're a bad bitch. Nobody to ask if I was okay when I came out. For how much hate I was going to receive when I became obese. I was going to put morbidly obese, but because that is the facts. Like, that's what I am considered. But, I didn't want to. I don't know. How people will pick out flaws you never even noticed before. Friends who are going to lie to you and steal from you. How one day your family's going to leave you out on the streets for an entire year. How hard it is to have to go through your first heartbreak without having a mom to hold you and tell you everything is going to be alright and it gets better. Or that all these mental illnesses are stuck with you forever, and if you don't manage them yourself, you'll slowly fade away, spending days, weeks in bed, not showering, not cleaning, not even having the energy to interact with a single human being. Anyways, this is not where I want to be mentally, and especially not physically. I'm stuck in the same old depressing cycle. Every day I let myself go more and more. I want better for myself. I deserve better for myself. I've said and done some horrible things while I was hurting, and for that, I'm sorry. I've become toxic. I've become someone my younger self would hate. Someone even I myself hate right now. Anyways, I'm no longer going to let my mental illnesses control my life. I'm taking it back.
This is growth, people.
I posted that and I turned the comments off because it literally was just, I just wanted to get everything out there.
Yeah. True, she shouldn't engage in any toxicity, because I'm sure people are going to be clapping back with all types of negativity. And I think people are not understanding this concept. Like, there's a difference between depression and clinical depression. Like, there's a difference between feeling sad just because you got a B+ instead of an A on your math test, or your English assignment, or in your science class. There is a difference versus that of having a chemical imbalance in your brain, like having sustained depression for most days of the week, sustained depression for months on end, sustained depression for like 6 months to a year, or more of feeling sad. There is a difference, and people are not getting that. People have a supercomputer in the palm of their hands. Instead of looking this up, just think, oh, she's just weird. Oh, she's just, being in a mood. It's not a mood. It is clinical depression. This is what this woman has been going through, and this is what she's trying to say to you, is that stuff has been going on in her life, and she's trying her best. She is being 100% real here, 100% open, 100% vulnerable. All you need to do is just open an ear and listen to this woman, please.
Just to get it off my chest, and I am okay. There's part of me that hates being vulnerable and expressing everything that I've been through on the internet, because there's always people that are gonna be like, oh, good for you, I'm so happy that you
get it.
that, you deserve it, you're a bitch, all this, and you put things out there, and then people will turn around and use it against you. But then there's a part of me that I receive all these messages when I do put out vulnerable videos.
From your real fans, your real stans.
Say girls, but it's literally both genders.
I'm gonna say this. Before, maybe years ago, I used to think being vulnerable was weakness, but it's actually strength. It takes a lot of strength to really put yourself out there. It takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable, to admit your faults, to say you were wrong in the past, to admit to all the things that you used to do that come to know is wrong. That is not weakness. That is actually strength. Let me just put that there for a second.
Or any gender messaging me, and they always say hey, I'm so glad you posted that. I'm so glad I have someone I can relate to. So I put these things out there because
real fans,
in hopes that someone out there is watching and can relate. With that being said, as far as the whole Tinder date thing goes, I'm putting that on hold. I know those are my most viewed videos, and those are the funniest, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's for a reason. They're funny for a reason, because a lot of people wanted to watch a train wreck. A lot of people wanted to, and I'm gonna say it, wanted her to maybe see her get hurt. A lot of people wanted shit to happen to her as if she deserved it, but no one really deserves to be hurt. No one deserves a bad life. No one deserves violence. No one deserves bad treatment. At the end of the day, I want a good life, you want a good life, and so does Sagittariusshawty. And as human beings, I think all together we can literally come together and all have a good life. But the thing is, there's people out there that feel the opposite, that feel that some people do not deserve a good life because of their past experiences. And in some ways I kind of get it. I do. But we all make mistakes. If you have not made a mistake in your life before, then sure, be the first one to cast the first stone. Other than that, we all live in glass houses. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, my life has been good, my life has been dandy, I've made no mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes. And I'm courageous to admit that I have made mistakes. Sagittariusshawty is now courageous enough to admit that she's made mistakes. So once again, throw the first stone if you have not made any mistakes in your life, because we all live in glass houses, whether or not you want to admit it. Facts.
YouTube was fun for me when I was doing it for fun and not because I depended on it to pay my bills. I feel like the past few months I've had to go do things or hang out with guys and
True.
when I didn't want to, just because I thought that it would bring in a lot of money for me, and yeah,
True.
it did, but that's I don't want to have to do entertaining videos that I don't even want to be doing just so that I can get paid.
Facts. Well, I'm gonna say this. That is the usual state of every YouTuber, where you do videos because those are the ones that get you the most views. Those are the ones that make you the money. We see it with our girls so many times, with Amberlynn Reed, with Foodie Beauty, the mukbangs, the story times, the eating, the controversy, etc., etc., etc. Even with Eugenia Cooney, even with FouseyTube, even with Nicocado Avocado, we see this pretty much with every YouTuber out there, including myself. There's certain videos that I do that make the most views, and that is a incentive, so to speak, to keep making videos about that certain topic. So I am not excluded from this. This is also part of my reality, part of my life. So I totally understand what she is going through.
I don't think this even makes sense. Sorry,
it makes all the sense. All the sense.
Sorry, it makes me nervous making these videos. Yeah, I'm at like this point where like, you know, like I like doing YouTube, but it's just back then it was so much easier to do because I was putting out videos that I like,
and you were having fun.
I was enjoying going on these Tinder dates. Like I thought it was
fun.
Meeting up with guys, making these videos. I wasn't even in a good place mentally back then at all, because I was actually drinking quite a bit. I was hanging around, like, I'm gonna do a story time on this after, but I was hanging around someone who secretly didn't even like me, that had been around me for like 15 years.
Yikes, that's harsh. Another thing I gotta say is, once you start making a substantial amount of money on YouTube, then you get pulled into it like a gravitational pull, where you can start just making money, or should I say making videos purely for profit. And there's nothing wrong with making videos for profit, but it can negatively affect your life. It can become really unhealthy really quickly. And that is what I think Sagittariusshawty is trying to say, and that is exactly what I'm gonna say, is that it's a lot more pleasant, a lot better when you're making it just for fun. But once it becomes part of your income or your side hustle, and you start depending on that money every month, and you know, okay, I can make this video for fun, or I can make this video for profit because the other video makes me more money, because there's more views, there's more watch time, more ads, etc., etc., etc. That is just a reality that we all have to face.
Someone who never wanted to do anything but drink or other thing. And I don't know. I'm never gonna talk about what stuff went on between me and my dad, because it's just kind of like, right now we're in a good place, and I feel like putting that out on the internet could possibly like be bad for our relationship that we have right now.
I respect that.
I feel like we're at like a good place, like, you know, there's no toxic behaviors on either end.
Respect that.
So
I remember the early days with Sagittariusshawty, because she's been on here for a few years, right? I remember the early days when she used to speak to Little Tekka. Yes, that Little Tekka is who I'm talking about. She used to be on Instagram Live with a man like Joseph, Daddy Rambo, and so on and so forth. Those were the days that seemed as if she was a lot more happier than she is now. Although I'm seeing a lot of changes for the better, a lot of acceptance, a lot of realizations, but there will always be people around you or there just for the train wreck. There was always going to be people who want to see you do bad, who want to see you go down, who want to see you not be well. But then again, there's always going to be people who like you for you, who like you because they see something in you, themselves, a family member, or any other plethora of things that they see. They just like you. They want to be there for you. They want to help you. They want to help you grow. They want to help you be better. They want to help you be a better person tomorrow than you are today. Those are the people that will treat you like human being, and they will treat you as a person that deserves respect, empathy, and sympathy.
With that being said, I'm putting the Tinder dates on hold.
She should.
I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed and say like, oh, you're not going to be funny anymore. That's fine.
Wait a second. You don't need Tinder dates to be funny. You can do so many other things where she can be funny all by herself. or just with Theo. She can do funny videos while also being in a safe place. She just needs to brainstorm some ideas is all I'm gonna say.
I originally come on here because like, oh, like I was funny and I had funny story times, yeah, but now after like, it's been like 3 years since I started YouTube, maybe even 4. I've grown. You may not see it. You may, because you didn't do it, like you weren't the one who experienced it. That's me. But anyways, the weird part is I am in a bad mental headspace right now, but I'm not as bad as I used to be. Like for instance, at the beginning of the year, I'm saying a lot. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Okay. For instance, at the beginning of the year, if you guys are like full-time supporters of me and you were in my lives, of those times where I was cutting up my face, a lot of people were like, oh, why were you cutting up your face? Why are you cutting up your face? And it was literally because I was insecure about my face, and I figured like, it sounds dumb, but like, it was just like, my face is ugly anyway, so like, why not fuck it up even more? Like, I don't know. I was drinking every day, and I was really bad drinking. Like, I would have a friend over, we would finish a whole 26er.
Booze.
Then I would probably invite some random guy over, then we would have another 26er, and I would black out. And then I would end up being so blackout that I went downstairs and bought a bottle of After Hours. So I was drinking almost 3 bottles in a night.
Yikes. And as I've said before in my videos, if you have watched them, booze and men are her vices, and she needs to get away from both. She needs to find herself away from all the alcohol and away from guys. She doesn't need a guy in her life. She wants a guy in her life. And at this point, it's in my honest and humble opinion, she is better off away from guys to find herself, to fix all her issues. And then once she's better, once she's sober, then she can start looking for a good long-term partner. But at this moment, I believe it's best that she gets away from all these men.
Almost every night, I was waking up and puking my guts out till I was literally like almost crying of pain. I was puking up like all that yellow like stomach acid and everything. I had to go to the hospital because someone—
That's bile, by the way.
Called the cops on me and said I was or I was at risk of harming myself or whatever, and then they took me to the hospital. They ended up letting me go. I feel like it was too early to do so. They didn't help at all. But then I started to do therapy, and I was paying $250 for 15 minutes, and it did kind of work. But then she kind of said something to me, like, I never expressed this, and I'm not going to go into detail of what she said, but she said something about somebody in my life being really toxic for me and that I should take a step back. And she did say some kind of rude words about them too, and it's just someone that I don't want to cut out of my life. So I kind of
get it,
you know. And I accidentally, so we were going through my trauma stories like one by one, and we got into the trauma story of when I was sexually assaulted in the forest when I was 16 by an adult, and I ended up being blackout drunk the day that she called me, where we were supposed to talk about it. And I don't think she knows I was blackout drunk because she didn't mention it after, but I don't remember the session, so obviously that wasn't effective if I wasn't even here.
Kind of strange. I am not, knowledgeable that much about therapy, but I'm gonna say, wouldn't you as a therapist kind of be catching that the person who you're in therapy with might be drunk? Because for me, to be honest, after watching Sagittariusshawty, I can always tell when she's inebriated. So why wouldn't the therapist that she was seeing tell that she was inebriated? I just want to put that out there because I find that kind of strange, because I would just end the session myself then and there and maybe say, hey, we can talk another time. I feel that you are drunk or you're intoxicated, and this is not a good time to have a therapy session, because it's kind of obvious when she is.
being like involved with the conversation. Anyways, so I just kind of like drifted away from her. Yeah, I do maybe want to go back to therapy, but right now, like, I'm not at harm of like, I'm not at risk of harming myself, you know.
I talked about the therapy situation before as well, and I feel that it's best to have a therapist where you feel safe and comfortable with, plus have a good vibe with, because once again, you're telling everybody or telling them your deepest, darkest secrets that you may have never told anybody else before. So you really need to have some sort of trust and comfort level. Other people might think, well, it's a therapist, you can just tell them anything, but put yourself in somebody else's shoes. They've never told somebody about certain issues they've gone or they've encountered in their life, and they have to spill the beans to somebody who is a stranger. Wouldn't it feel better or be better if you felt safe, if you had a good vibe with them, if you felt comfortable with them, as if you guys were, you know, vibrating on the same frequency? It helps a lot to have a friendly conversation, even though it's a professional environment, rather than an unfriendly conversation in a professional environment, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, like, when I think about it, like, okay, first of all, my dad would be absolutely heartbroken if I disappeared. I know there are a lot of people who would want to see me gone, like my haters, my ex-friends, like, and I don't even like calling them ex-friends because they weren't even really friends to me to begin with. People that are like in my life that don't want to see me win or whatever. Not that I'm winning right now, I'm just saying. People in my life that don't want to see me do good in general. I feel like a lot of people would be like really happy if I were to like one day, you know, just like, but I'm not gonna do that. Even when I'm thinking about it, I think I'm probably just gonna check myself into the hospital and say, you know what, like, I'm having these thoughts and I don't want to act on it.
Yeah, best thing to do.
Not okay, so like, yeah, this is so bad. My dad would definitely be heartbroken. My brother would be heartbroken. I was gonna say my family, but as I said in the post, like, my family didn't cut me off per se. After my mom died and I was acting out in school or whatever and doing things online, my aunt and my mom's best friend were like super like in my life and like, oh, like da 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 da, and then it's almost like as soon, no, I was gonna say they kind of just drifted away and just stopped talking to me. They stopped replying to me, you know, like I was homeless. Neither of them helped out, you know. They had couches that I could have stayed on. It was winter. There were storms where there were literally nights where there would be storms and I would stuck outside and no one was willing to help me. So, you know, I just kind of like, you know, I'm like, they had a couch that I could sleep on. There was no excuse for no one not to help me. But whatever.
I get that.
In the past. So yeah, that's my family. And then also,
but that's brutal though. If you have a couch, or she actually talked about this several times where she had friends even who had like a spare room or, you know, couches other than, you know, her aunt and her mom's best friend that was available, but nobody was taking her in. So you can think whatever you want to think about that situation, but at least for one night, come on. It's a snowstorm. The woman's outside, maybe walking around, going to Timmy's. I believe she did say she was even sleeping in the Timmy's or in, you know, certain different areas and whatnot. At least let her stay for the night. Isn't that what family's for? Isn't that what friends are for? This is just heartbreaking because, yeah, she's told this situation before and it just breaks my heart that nobody would help her when she is in dire straits like this.
So my mom's side of the family stopped talking to me and my dad after my mom passed away. Whatever. What was I talking about? I keep like getting like off topic. Oh, I was naming off people who would be okay. Then I have my son, DMX, what the hell would I, like, what the hell would he do if I was gone? Like,
That's her bunny, by the way, if you're not clear about that.
and then I always, like, I started thinking of this, like, new thing. Like, I know damn well that I did not go through all those traumatic experiences just for me to end it. You know, like, did I really
True.
went through all that just to end it all? No.
True.
No. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not gonna give up. I know there's brighter days and there's more stuff ahead. Like, there's probably a good life coming for me, but I have to, like, put in the effort to get towards it. I need to stop letting mental illness, like, take over my life. I'm doing better, but I'm just not where I want to be. I don't know how to explain it. And
I totally get it, though.
I keep gaining weight. Like, I'm literally so overweight right now that I do not feel comfortable leaving my house. So what I wanted to start doing, or what I was thinking about starting to do, is working out in my staircase by walking up the stairs. And then
Wow.
to be honest, right now I can't really walk like even like 100 meters without being out of breath and wanting to like die.
Yikes, that is not good. That just means there's a serious problem with her weight when it comes to her weight initiating and or aggravating current health problems. And she really needs to address that immediately, because we're seeing this with all the girls. We see this with Foodie Beauty on her stairs. That's why she's always, yelling or hollering out to Pete's all the time. We see there was ALR and, Becky having to wipe ALR, if you know what I mean. Yeah, from days ago. And we are seeing this with Sagittariusshawty. Your weight can have such a detriment on your life and, your quality of life, I should also say. So she really needs to work on that issue.
So I just want to start off slow, and then this isn't even about my fitness. It just obviously, like, it's not a big secret that I'm not comfortable with my body. Like, everyone online always talks about like, oh, like, plus size or stop fat shaming. Like, that came out wrong. Everyone online always talks about, oh, like, plus size women are beautiful, like this and that, and like no one ever mentions the bad things about being plus size.
Exactly. So everybody, what she's trying to say is about the body positivity, right? Everybody is about body positivity, the HAES movement, healthy at every size. But clinically, or should I say scientifically, you are not healthy at every size, because there is a certain range where, depending on your height and your sex, you should be at a certain weight for yourself. So really, you cannot be healthy at every size. I can respect body positivity overall, but really, when it comes down to the facts are just the facts.
Yeah, they do. They probably do. Just not as much as they should. The reality of it is that, I don't know, I can't show this to you guys, but like basically, like when your boobs are bigger and you sweat and you don't shower for a bit or whatever, you get pores and like other like red bumps underneath, and like it becomes painful.
That too.
I have been showering more than often. My bed is actually made right now. I rearranged my room. It's actually pretty clean.
All right. So what she was getting at is that your skin is the biggest organ in/on your body. So when you lack caring for your skin, a lot of health issues can happen with that organ, right? Like you can have a plethora of skin problems with the rubbing, all the smegma, all that dead skin and oil, clogging pores, going into crevices and creases, etc., etc., etc. That is why showering is very important. Daily showering is very important. If you can't really get in the shower, do whatever you can, wipe yourself down, etc., 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 which again is a common theme among the girls. We see this again, Foodie Beauty. We see this again with Amberlynn Reed, and now Sagittariusshawty is talking about it.
I cleaned my toilet. This has become like a stupid ranting video. I'm just gonna continue this and just play along.
I think this is needed though. It might be a rant. To me, it's not. It's just coming clean. It's just being real with people. But it needs to be said because there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people are saying a lot of things that aren't true, and I think she needs to set the record straight.
Please try to just like piece together what I'm saying because I can't. Anyways, so like before, like when I was like younger, and I see a lot of people talking online about this, about how I'm always talking about when I was younger and how good I looked, and it's mainly because I wasn't this. I wasn't 3X. I was literally like an extra large 201X.
Mm-hmm.
And I could literally squeeze into some large clothes, which is like, for me to think about that now is like, well then it makes me wonder how much weight I have gained, and like okay, yeah. And then more realities of like, I've already mentioned this in my I'm tired of being fat video, that like it's just uncomfortable, like it's hard to,
a lot of people are going through the same thing.
To reach certain areas when you wipe. I figured that out in my nose, thank God though.
ALR is going through the same thing, and I'm sure Foodie Beauty is going through the same thing, even though she's just not talking about it.
Are you done? I figured it out at my house finally, quite a bit ago actually, that I didn't bring it up again because that's another thing that people would use against you, like, oh, you don't even shower, like, oh, your bed's always messy, like, you're dirty, you smell. I don't think people understand that there's literally so much more to depression than just being sad or feeling suicidal. It's literally so much more. There are so many other symptoms that people have, like irritability, like being angry, like lashing out, not showering, spending days in bed, not eating too much,
Facts.
not taking care of like yourself or your house, whatever the fuck. Like people just have like these dead set like 2 symptoms of depression, and then they don't research how other things, and they're like, oh well, I'm depressed and I'm sad and all this, and everyone I know is sad and this, and like they don't have those symptoms that you're talking about, so you must be lying.
You know what? I'm actually glad that she's airing all of this out, because although it is upsetting, she needs to air this out, because there's a lot of people that need to hear this, as well as a lot of people that want to hear this. And I feel this is a good thing. I feel this is growth. I feel this is maturity, and I feel that this will bring some positivity to her situation, because she's being everything right now. She's just being real.
Oh, your anxiety is so bad that you shake, you're lying, it's because you drink every day, or you're on meth, like that's why your skin looks like this. Actually, you know what I realized? I stopped taking my vitamins that I was taking for my PCOS, and as soon as I was off them, I just started breaking out, and I just started today to take them again, thank God. So I'm gonna be continuing those. Anyways, basically, this is so messy. I'm not even like making a point here. Okay, and then everyone's like, oh, anxious, like, yeah, like everyone gets anxiety, like everyone has panic attacks, like everyone gets a little bit of anxiety when they're gonna go like meet up with guys or go to a party or something, like whatever, like everyone experiences that, like, and then they don't realize there's other symptoms of that too, which are literally shaking, and then not to mention my shaking and then me being on trazodone, which actually I get tremors as a result, and I could literally, I was gonna say get my doctor to call you guys, but oh my god, bye. I could literally, like my doctor could literally vouch for me. Like he always says, like he even said himself, like, I don't know if we should put you back on your trazodone because it did give you tremors. And like I would literally go to school and I wasn't drinking. I would
All
go
right.
to school and I would literally, like, my friends would see my leg just, like, constantly shaking, or just me, like, constantly being, like, anxious, like, and they would ask if I was okay, and then I had to, like, call my mom and be like, hey, like, you know what, like, can you pick me up? I think I need to go see the doctor because...
All right. If you don't know what trazodone is, it's for depression. Just so we're clear here, it was something she was taking for depression.
I'm actually feeling even worse. But then I'm on Effexor, and I don't know if that causes shaking. I don't even know. Oh my god. Okay, I want to mention something else. So when I was in high school, after my mom died, became really anxious. I couldn't leave the house without having a panic attack. I would get on the bus to go to school and I would end up getting off and going back home. Or when I did make it to school, I would have a full-on panic attack, have to run to the bathroom because I thought I was going to pee myself. I don't know. I've never peed myself, but that's what was going through my mind. And I just couldn't go to school anymore. So I was talking to the guidance counselor, and she actually made kind of a good point. She said, you're not going to get any better if you don't try. Like, if you're going to sit at home and not challenge yourself, or like try to be uncomfortable and go out and try to do things and just lay in bed, how are you going to get better? How is that going to help you?
Exactly. The key point there is challenging yourself, which is exactly what she's doing right now.
And I realized that that's what I've been doing lately. I've been laying in bed, like, I have a really fucked up sleep schedule right now. Like, I was sleeping, I would go to bed when the sun started rising. I would sleep till like 5 p.m. in the day, like, or sometimes I would go to bed at like 9 p.m. and literally not wake up till like 5 p.m. the next day. Like, it was like, that can't be healthy for you. And like, not having a steady sleep schedule obviously will mess with your mental health. Then again, there's me not taking my vitamins for my PCOS, and one of the symptoms of PCOS is more depression, being tired, like not having energy, like everything like that. This is really bad. This is so much ranting. But that's the point, is that I'm stuck in this cycle where I'm just staying in bed, doing the same thing. Like, I'll get up, watch Netflix, I'll eat once a day. Like, everyone always says, like, oh, like, obviously you eat like a fucking pig, like, that's why you're so big. No, it's actually because I eat once a day, and when I do eat, it is something unhealthy, I'm not gonna lie, usually, and it's usually at night. And then it's actually very bad for you to do that when you have PCOS. I read that.
Okay, yeah.
So anyways, I'm stuck in a cycle. Like, I'm doing the same thing every day. When I do hang out with someone, it's to do the same ass shit. Like, it is fun. Sometimes it can be fun, but other times I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, this isn't.
It's funny how she brings up the word cycle, because we've talked about cycles on my channel. We've talked about cycles in terms of ALR. She has a lot of cycles that she goes through. Foodie Beauty has a lot of cycles, where Foodie Beauty has cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles. Now we are seeing Sagittariusshawty with her cycles of her own. Other people have cycles as well. Eugenia Cooney has cycles. Nicocado Avocado has cycles.
I'm not happy. Just not happy. I was joking. Now it made me cry.
This is sad.
I just feel like I'm turning 26 soon, and my life has become so boring. I don't want to waste what time I do have here on earth staying in bed and getting bigger and bigger, more unattractive. Like, I want better for myself. I want to start having normal sleep, having a routine, like challenging myself to do things that I'm uncomfortable with. I don't know, like, I just
Then do it.
completely forget what I was talking about in this
Already
video.
so close.
This video. I just wanted to come here and say, like, I'm not here for you guys' entertainment. Like, I'm at a low right now, and I'm trying to get from here to here. And I was here, and I tried, and I got myself on a diet, and I was going on it for almost a whole month, which is...
I remember that. She was doing the diet thing. She was on a roll. She got healthy food. She was doing well, but then stuff happens. But that's also part of the journey. Most people don't succeed the first time or the second time or the third time or the fourth time. It takes multiple tries, even with dieting, even with exercising, even with changing your mental state. You have to try, fail, and keep trying until you succeed. You only got to succeed once. Doesn't matter how many times you fail. All you need to do is succeed once. And this is what she needs to understand. This is what she needs to comprehend, that everybody fails.
So good for me. Like, I was eating fruit and like Greek yogurt with oat or whatever the hell. Or granola, not oat. I was eating like broccoli and chicken and stuff for dinner. Like, I was waking up every day. I was taking my meds on time every day. I was taking my vitamins on time every day, and I was feeling so much better mentally. I actually started to see like a little bit of progress in my physicalness.
I did see that myself.
Then I decided to order food, and then it just went.
Which is okay.
So now I managed
You failed.
to get up here, and then I went back, and I'm just
Try again.
right here, and I'm trying to get. But I think people need to understand that when you're trying to get better, or like be mentally better, be physically better, whatever, you're going to slip up. It's not going to be like, you're not going to go from here to here. You're going to be like here. Like, you're going to keep failing and failing. Or just like, you're going to have setbacks, and you're going to have to sometimes start over, or sometimes, you know.
Yeah, and the best thing for people to do is just not give up. You're going to fail. And you're going to fail, and you're going to fail. Do not give up. Keep trying, and you will succeed.
Try harder. I don't know. So, the point... There was no point to this, actually. I really just wanted to rant. I just want to say, for the next bit, I'm not going to be going on Tinder dates. I'm not going to be meeting up with men when I know I'm not comfortable in my body. When I know that all they want from me is sex. And, you know, I didn't have a problem with that before. Like, people are probably like, oh, like, she's hurting, that's why she's sleeping around. No, I genuinely enjoy being a hoe. But now, I'm feeling down, and I'm not feeling like my fucking fine-ass, thick-ass self that I used to be. And I just feel kind of gross. Like, I don't want anyone seeing my body. I don't want anyone looking at me. Like, I just don't want it.
I can respect that.
I do have some story times for you guys that may or not that are probably could be funny, but probably not. I don't know. It's just right now I'm just trying to I don't know what the point of this video was. I just, honestly, I really just wanted to say that I'm not here for your guys' entertainment. Like,
I know what the point of the video was. To get stuff off your chest, Sagittariusshawty. To come clean. To get all that weight that you've been holding in out of your chest. Because sometimes if you hold stuff in, you will explode. You might call it a rant. You might call it getting off your chest. You might call it coming clean. Whatever it is, it's a way to get better. It's a way for people to speak and say their piece. It's a way for people to understand what you're going through. It's a way for people to understand that you, at the end of the day, is a human being, and you deserve respect. You deserve sympathy and empathy, because you can't be wilding out 24/7 until you're 26, until you're 27, until you're 30, you're 35, you're 40, you're 45, you're 50. No one wants to see a 50-year-old going out on Tinder dates and wilding out, hooking up, drinking, sleeping with men, calling names, yelling, shouting, screaming. It is just improper, is what I would say. Maybe I could use other words for it. It doesn't seem right. It seems out of place. So at least today, try. You might fail. Tomorrow, try again. You might fail. But keep trying until you succeed. This is the time right now. She's 25 to change her life for the better. And at least she's taking steps. Unlike a 37-year-old that we know and that I feature on this channel quite regularly.
A real supporter of mine is not going to be like, oh, you're boring, like you're no longer funny, like
true.
I'm not subscribing.
We need the real
supporters
ones.
are the ones who have been coming into my DMs all day talking about how they're not here for my funniness. They understand that I go through stuff and that they go through similar stuff, and that's why they like watching me so much, or the fact that I'm really authentic about everything that I go through, whatever. That's a real supporter. But if you were watching for your entertainment and now I've disappointed you with my content, I'm sorry. Not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. This was so dumb. But yeah, in other news, I managed to do my tax info slip wrong twice.
Yikes.
So YouTube withheld over $1,000 from my pay.
Yikes.
After paying everyone back that I owed last month, and the fact that I can't take on my OnlyFans money because I have no ID.
Yikes. Wait, but she hasn't had ID. Isn't it been weeks or even months now that the whole ID thing's been an issue? Why hasn't she gone to get that stuff rectified? She needs to rectify this because at the end of the day, this is affecting her money.
We just got groceries. I paid everyone back. And now I have no money left for the month. So if you feel like you want to invite me somewhere, don't, because I don't have any money. Oh, okay, the point of this was literally just to say that I'm going to be trying to start a new journey. I'm going to attempt this again, and this time if I fail, I'm just going to get back up, and I'm not going to let myself be down this long.
True.
That's literally it.
Do it.
Also, I love you guys. Even my haters.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's literally it. Bye, guys.
Alright, folks, that's it for Sagittariusshawty. That was a lot. It can be considered heavy. Some parts could be considered triggering. So I guess I'm going to have to put a trigger warning on this video. Hopefully, she is on a journey of positivity. Hopefully, she gets away from toxic environments and people. Hopefully, if she fails, she does get back up and try again. And if she fails once more, get back up and try again. Like I said, you only need to succeed once. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, as long as you keep trying. It seems she's maturing. It seems that she is on a better path and road. It seems she's on a better path and road. And it seems she is removing herself from all the negativity, all the negative situations, and surrounding herself with more positive people with good vibrations that can bring her up, that can help her be the best that she can be. Anyways, that is it for me. Please leave me a like, leave me a comment if you agree or you don't agree with any and everything I say in this video, and let's start a conversation. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yes, you have to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos or my live streams. And I guess I will see you another time. Take care.